Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be chatting about players that we think Chiefs. Let's just put a scenario out there that if Chiefs were to let go of every player that plays for Kaizer Chiefs right now, which is about like 35 players or somewhere there, which players, when we look at, do we say, if I was Kaizer Chiefs, I would definitely keep this player because this player is the future. This is not the player. These are not the players that you say, he can be fine, or these are not the players that you like, Maru Zamil. No, these are the players who you like. This guy has a future at Kaizer Chiefs. So I'm gonna go through transfer market, each and every player, and I am going to say this guy Chiefs should still keep because he definitely does still have a place at Kaizer Chiefs. And yeah, when we go through all of these, then before I get into that, please guys, please, before we get into anything, please like, comment and subscribe, and thank you for supporting the channel. But yes, the main aim, just to let you understand, is that the main aim is for us to talk about a world where it's not really it won't definitely happen. Chiefs won't release every player, but for the purposes of this video, we are saying if Chiefs were to release every player at the end of the season, which player do you feel the new coach should definitely keep, regardless of if the new coach would have wanted that player, etc. So we're gonna do it that way. So we're gonna go via the goalkeepers, and then we're gonna go all the way to for this video, let's go from goalkeeper all the way to let's just say the defensive midfielders. Then we will do the attackers. The attackers, like more than 8, etc. We'll do in a separate video. Okay, from the defenders, goalkeepers. First goal player, Brendan Peterson. Would I keep Brendan Peterson if I'm saying this player is definitely the player that Kaizer Chiefs should keep? Definitely. And I'll say this. In my humble opinion, I would say no for this reason. I feel like there are a lot more better keepers out there, but I still rate Brendan Peterson as a very good keeper. But if Kaizer Chiefs was releasing Brendan Peterson and we're going to bring in a much better goalkeeper or like a high quality goalkeeper, I would be content if they released Brendan Peterson. Bruce Bvuma, I say I would rather keep him. I'd rather keep him because Bruce Bvuma has shown good when he was needed, he has done well. When he was needed. Now, this is the most important thing I need you guys to understand. I, in my personal opinion, would keep Bruce Bvuma not to be the goalkeeper number 1, not to be goalkeeper number 2, but to be goalkeeper number 3. Why do I say this? Because you, as a team, you always need a solid goalkeeper number 3. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, but Bruce Bvuma has been doing so well. But I'm like, no. He's been doing so well, but he is not... when Chiefs starts to dominate one day, a goalkeeper like Bruce Bvuma will most likely not be that keeper that leads that team. Hey, we can debate that all you want. If you want to debate me, come onto the channel and let's debate. The next one is Utumile Nkune. That one is obvious. There's no way you can really talk about Kune going forward. He's in retirement stage. Uyaguka, he's getting old. He's a goalkeeper coach. Like Kune, release. And yeah, so Kune, no, don't keep Kune. Next one, Karabo Molefe, Bontle Molefe, as some of you know. I haven't seen him. I can't really comment on him. He hasn't played a game. The guy is 21, but we haven't seen anything from him. At this point, I think when Abokune were 21, at this point, they were already number 1 goalkeepers for Chiefs. This boy has failed to even come in for one game, so at this point, I don't really know what's happening. So at this point, I'm basing my answer on the fact that I haven't seen him play. But so if based on that, I haven't seen him play, I'll say Chiefs must release him and we will find another goalkeeper find another young goalkeeper that can actually compete. Because like I said, Bruce Bvuma, I'm saying is goalkeeper number 3. I think goalkeeper number 1 and 2, we still have to sign. But Bontle Molefe, I haven't seen enough for me to give a fair opinion, and I'm not gonna give someone a yes when I haven't seen them play. So for now, I'm gonna say no. Okay, defenders now. I'm gonna try go as quick as possible. Msimango, yes, I still believe Msimango should be a club captain. I think definitely Msimango should be in the team. That part I can definitely say Msimango should be in the team. Zita Kunika out. Release him. If Kaizer Chiefs released him, I would not tell even the goalkeeper, the new coach to even look at him. Release. Edmilson Dove, I will only keep if he gets South African citizenship. If he's a foreign player, I would still release him. So, in my opinion, he will be good enough if he can be seen as a South African, like a citizenship where he doesn't fall into a foreign player. But if he still falls under foreign, release, because no, we don't want a foreign defender. So I say if it's foreign, release, local, keep. Aiden McCarthy. Like Bontle, we haven't seen enough, so I say release. And Aiden McCarthy is 20 now, so I haven't seen one game of him. So at this point, I don't know what to even say. So at this point, I'm just going to say release. Happy Mashiani, release. Sfiso Shanti, release. Why? Happy Mashiani came in the last game. Where did they play him? As a left wing. Why? Because they know he's not a good defender. So that is the problem. So release. Sfiso Shanti, old release. Reef Rosler, I am going to say release. And a lot of you are going to be like, this man, we are shying. But why am I saying Reef Rosler release? Because I don't think Reef Rosler is destined to be a Kaizer Chiefs player for long. I feel at the end of the season, Reef Rosler is going to leave Chiefs to go and sign for a European team. And he's probably going to follow Siyabonga Ngezana. Like Ngezana, he's going to go to Romania and sign for Siyabonga Ngezana's team that Siyabonga is in now. That is my thinking of Reef Rosler. I don't think he's going to remain at Chiefs. So I think he's going to be released. Dylan Solomons is actually a tough one, because I will say a big part of me is saying keep Dylan Solomons, because a coach that plays good football, I think like Abo Nabi, like Abo Pizzo, will know how to get the best out of Dylan Solomons as a right back, because he's going to play a role similar to Abo Morena of Sundowns, Abo Van Rooyen, Stellenbosch, Mudau, etc. I feel like he will play that kind of football, but not now, because he plays at Chiefs. He's just too exposed, because Chiefs plays a bad system of football. But he's actually he could actually be the best right back in the country if he just has the right people. Now let's get to the nice and juicy ones. There's 4 defensive midfielders I'm going to talk about to close out the video. Mthethwa, Yusuf Mad, Sithebe, Edson Castillo. Samkelo Zwane, I'm not going to talk about. He's going to be more of a number 8 than he is going to be a defensive midfielder. Until he proves to me that he can defend, I will not consider Samkelo Zwane a defensive midfielder, because that's the one thing in his game he lacks. He's too casual to be a DM. Unless Chiefs create a system that everyone defends. If that ever happens, then maybe, but no. From what I've seen, Samkelo in defense is still a bob. Until he fixes that, he will struggle to play his most preferred position. And the reason why I always say this, in the DDC when he played under Arthur Zwane, Samkelo Zwane the DDC team used to leak goals because of how bad we were even in the middle. But because of us, Samkelo were good in offense, we used to win games like 5-3, 5-2, 4-2, etc., etc. But what happens is that when you go to professional, you can't do those things. If you're bad in the game, people will punish you. But anyway, let's get to it. Mthethwa, I would release. A lot of you are going to be shocked by what I'm saying, because he, like a lot of Chiefs fans, wanted him. But if Chiefs were releasing each and every player and were going to put in better replacements, Mthethwa, I would say, should be released. Why? Because Mthethwa, his game requires a lot of other players to play their games perfectly. If the players around him don't play their games perfectly, it exposes his game. Meaning, his game is that he's not good in going forward. He's not good in playing those expensive passes, champagne passes, and all of those things. He just knows how to break up play. He knows how to make the simple pass here and there. He knows how to do the dirty work in the team. But when a team like Chiefs is expecting him to be the most creative player in the pitch, it won't happen. It's not his game. It's not his game. So for that mere fact that if Chiefs signs players that are going to expect him to be creative, it's going to be the same old story for Mthethwa. He will struggle to survive in a team like that. So that's why I'm saying Mthethwa, no, because his game relies on so many other factors to work in his favor. And if the team does not sign the right players or does not play the right system for him, his game kind of cracks. It has too many holes. Next one, Yusuf Mat. Yusuf Mat, I won't even go into too much of a story. Yusuf Mat as a defensive midfielder is a no-no. Chiefs should release him straight. Release Yusuf Mat. He can go back to be the best player for Sekhukhune. Maybe it's best that we send him to Sekhukhune on a swap on a swap deal and bring back Ukamahelo Mokhojo to not bring back, but go and get Ukamahelo Mokhojo. But, and I'm not saying I'm just saying it's better to have Ukamahelo Mokhojo than Yusuf Mat at this point, because Yusuf is really not good. Sithebe, release. He wasn't, when Chiefs said they were signing him from Amazulu, I really didn't understand what was the purpose of it. Because as much as he was good for Amazulu, but you could already see from a long time ago, he doesn't really have a position that he can command the Chiefs. And this was something I saw when he was at Amazulu. I saw that he has some glimpses of being a good player, but at his age, Pelumas, people forget that Usithebe is 31. So at 31, what can you teach him? If we signed the Sithebe from Amazulu, who was at the age of 23, 24, I would say keep him. Why? Because there's a lot of things he can still add to his game in 1 or 2 years. By the time he's 25, he can be a different player. By the time he's 26, different player. But at 31, what we saw at Amazulu is what we are going to get at Kaizer Chiefs. That is what I'm saying. Edson Castillo. A lot of you are not going to like this one. But Edson Castillo, if I was Kaizer Chiefs, I would release him. I would not even release him. I would sell him to the North African teams that want him. Edson Castillo, in my opinion, has been good for an average team, but he won't be good for a dominating team. A lot of you won't get what I'm saying, but Edson Castillo has failed to show creativity and dominance in a team where you can step into the lineup just by being above average, So Edson Castillo, the only thing he has really brought in Chiefs that we can all say definitely this is what he brought is his scoring abilities with his head. But the thing is that from our midfield perspective, he hasn't been the most creative person. He hasn't been the most dominant person in the midfield. Our midfield has been a freeway because we've lacked players who can take control of the midfield. Maybe it has to do with the coaching. Maybe it has to do with the system. Maybe it has to do with the players around him. But he hasn't shown individual qualities. Why am I saying this? If we look at a player like Mdusha Balala, he plays in a bad system, in a bad team, in a bad system. But we can still see what he can do. We can still see his creativity, but we know he plays with nonsense in the field. But we still see the things that he can do. And that is my problem. With Edson Castillo, we are struggling to see that. And I don't know if maybe he was fatigued because he did start the season well. We would see him passing the ball with the outside of his foot and good passes. But now it's just bad. So I can't really say if it's just him, he's tired. The quality, the level of quality at Chiefs is so bad that it can't bring the best out of him. But just based on what his form has been, I would say release. But then again, he's one of those players that maybe it's best that the new coach sees how he plays. But if If a North African team comes and offers me 15 million, around 15 to 20 million for Castillo, me, I'll sell him. I won't lie to you. I'll sell him and I'll go buy another South American who is younger and who can do what Castillo can do and more. Because they are not the South American players that are a lot. There's very good ones, and the money that they earn in PSL is very good. That's all I have for today, Amakhosi.